The Linux Mint Cinnamon desktop is a very nice environment, but as you use it, you may find you wish it had a few additional features. For example, it might be nice to view your calendar and see upcoming events for the next 1 to 62 days at the top right, either with a transparent background or perhaps with a background of the color of your choice. If you like to listen to the radio while you work, you have the choice of selecting various stations from all over the world: Algeria, Canada, Brazil, France, England, Arabic radio, and so on. Or maybe you just want to be able to view your local weather at the press of a button. There are additional features that have been added to Cinnamon called spices. They're available here at this website. So let's go have a look and see what's available. On the home page of Cinnamon Spices, we find quite a few areas that will affect both the appearance and the function of the Cinnamon desktop. Themes will just change the look and feel. Applets are little programs that you can add to the panel, the bar along the bottom. Desklets are a bit like Android widgets that run on the desktop itself and provide some additional features. Actions add context menu items for the file browser, and extensions are add-ons. I'm going to primarily cover applets and desklets, but let's take a quick look at the themes, actions, and extensions. Themes will just change the appearance, and there are quite a few areas that are available if you don't like the current look and feel of the Cinnamon desktop. You could even make it look like Windows 10 if you choose to. Let's jump into actions. These are items that will change the system settings and allow you to perform different functions. I haven't personally gotten into many of these, but I do find a few interesting ones. For example, optical character recognition, or OCR, on a PDF file. That will recognize text in an image in a PDF and allow you to extract that. So that may be something interesting that I'll get into at a later date. The extensions add different features to the system itself, and again, it's not something that I've personally gotten into. So let's get into applets to start off with. At the start of the video, I showed you two applets. One was weather, the other was Radio Plus Plus, that lets us listen to radio stations from all over the world. There's two different ways to install applets on Cinnamon, so that's a good learning opportunity for us. The first way, as the home page tells us, is to simply download the applet and decompress it in this default folder location. We can also take a shortcut and right-click on the panel and simply install the applets directly within Cinnamon. And I'll show you both ways. Let's go to the weather applet, download it, and we'll do a save as. We have to go to the home folder and look for the .local directory, and we can see that it's not there. The reason is anything in Linux that starts with a period is a hidden folder. To display it, we're going to press and hold the Control key and then H. That will allow us to see all of the hidden folders, including local. We'll go to Share, Cinnamon, Applets, and we can download the weather applet. So let's save it. We'll go back into File Manager, go to Home, and again, we don't see the hidden directories, so Control H will display them. Go to Local, Share, Cinnamon, and Applets. We'll right-click to bring up the menu and extract here. So now we've And we've downloaded it and installed it, but we're going to have to configure it to tell it what area we want to get the weather report on, how many days in the future, etc. So let's go down to the panel, right click, and go to Applets. We can, if we look at many of these applets, you'll see there's a padlock on there indicating it's a system applet and can't be removed. The weather applet is the one that we've just installed. The configure menu is grayed out, so we're really not ready to configure it yet until we add it to the system. To do that, we'll select it, hit the plus sign to add it, and now we can select configure to set up our weather applet. There are quite a few data services that provide weather information. Many are free, others require a key. There's Open Meteo, Open Weather Map, MET Norway, Denmark, Germany only, UK only. I'm going to select the US National Weather Service, updated every 15 minutes for a period of 3 days for the forecast. For location, I'm going to select, instead of London, UK, I'm going to select Atlanta, Georgia. It takes a few seconds for the system to find that particular location. When it does, it'll display it. And it did find it. Now there is another way that we can find a location in the event that you're not near a major city. We can find a weather location by latitude and longitude, and let me show you how to do that. One of the quickest ways is to go to Google Maps, and we can search for a particular location. And again, Atlanta, Georgia. And if we right click anywhere in the map, we can have the latitude and the longitude right here. So if we click on that, we can see that that information is copied to the clipboard. Go back to the applets, back to the menu, and the location. Go back to the saved locations and hit the plus sign to add. And we can paste the latitude, paste the longitude. We'll have to delete the latitude. So that should give us the location that we want the weather for. Save the current location to storage. There's Atlanta. So there's the weather. And if we close that out, go back to the panel, there's our weather showing for Atlanta, Georgia. Current temperature 77, 56% humidity, dew point of 60, forecast for today, tomorrow, and the day after. Let's use the alternate method of installing the applets to install Radio++. All we have to do is go down to the panel, right-click in an open area, and select Applets. We'll go to the download area. These are all sorted by popularity. They could be sorted by name, date, installed, or upgradable, but we'll just go by popularity. It turns out Radio++ is fairly popular, but even if we didn't know the name, we could use the search box to search by name. Now that we've found it, we can simply click the download arrow. It's downloaded, and we'll go back to the Manage tab to select it and install it using the plus or add box. We'll go to Configure, and find some different stations at random. I'm going to try jazz. Add that. Let's try country music. That's all Canadian stations. Try that one just as an example. And let's try 60s. Found that one. Let's add it to my stations, and we'll look at my stations. Now, in addition to the 3 that we've selected, the system has already pre-installed some just as placeholders and perhaps to give us a chance to try something different. We'll delete that by selecting it and then clicking the minus sign. Click the minus sign. Bob will deselect that one and Deep House. So that leaves the 3 that we selected. In order to play, all we have to do is go back down to the panel, click Radio++, click My Stations, and let's pick Hawk Country 106.9. And it plays.
Hawk Country 106.9 KIHK.
Now to stop it, we're going to select the music note and click the box, the square. So that will stop the music from playing. Now that we've installed 2 applets, let's install a Desklet. I showed you the Google Calendar that can be displayed on the desktop, so let's use that one as an example. That one can also be installed in 2 ways, either by installing it in the default location in the local share cinnamon folder directory structure, or you can simply right-click on the desktop and install it that way. So let's do it the easy way. We'll just go to an open area on the desktop, right-click, and click Add Desklets in the menu. Manage tells us all of the desklets that are currently installed. These are all system desklets, as we can tell from the padlocks. We go to the Download tab. This lists all of the desklets that are available to be installed. As luck would have it, Google Calendar is at the top of the list, so we can simply select that and click the down arrow to install it. We'll go back to the Manage tab. Now that it's downloaded, we need to install it. So let's select it, click the plus sign to install. I haven't mentioned this before, but the circle with the X on it is uninstalled. And the minus will remove it and make it inactive. But let's go to the settings and configure the calendar. We can fill in the names of all of the calendars that we want to put in there. I'm going to start with holidays in the United States to display. Skip the weather and the week numbers. Put in my own calendar and school calendar, and only include 5 days. And that should be sufficient. And here's our calendar that we've come up with. The default is over on the left. It really can be placed anywhere. I personally just prefer to put it at the top right. So let's go to Desklet Style and look at the day format. If we have DDD for the date, it will spell out the full day name, so we can see Friday. We only have 3 letter Ds. it will give us a 3-letter abbreviation. MMMM is the full month, and 3 capital M's will just make it a 3-letter abbreviation. Format for today and tomorrow, we can arrange. We can zoom, make it larger, or make it smaller. We can also drag by the corners once we get out of the setup menu. Transparency will let us change the opacity of the background. And if we go to the background color, right now it's black. It can be any color we like, including completely transparent, which is this checkerboard character. So I'm going to make it totally transparent, select it, and probably that's going to be about it. So I'm going to close the setups, and here we are. We've got the Desklet calendar, Google Calendar set up. I hope you found this useful, and we'll be able to find some useful applets and desklets, and perhaps even change the themes and look at some of the other additional features of Cinnamon Spices.